Hello, so I thought I'd start the video here, just out on a dog walk. It is Wednesday morning, it's the 1st of April as I'm recording this. I'm hoping to gather a few clips over the week for this vlog. I thought I would do this theme on how I'm basically looking after myself at the moment. I'm definitely going through a tricky time with my 3-year-old son. He's not sleeping well. There's just lots of change. He's recently turned 3. He's changing groups at nursery. He's got a bad cough. His sleep has been really unsettled. So me and my husband are really tired. But looking after ourselves is something that we know will help with that. So I'm still trying to factor in exercise, yes, but being kind to myself and managing my expectations. And also just lots of self-care, really simple self-care as well for the most part. And I thought I'd do this video to just share with you guys how I'm doing that. So one of the things I have decided to do today is come outside first thing before I start work. My husband's taken my son to nursery, and I've come to our local woods, which is one of my favourite places for a walk. It's not far from my house. It's about 5-10 minutes walk away. And once I'm in here, it's so peaceful. It's so quiet. I can hear the birds sing. I've actually decided today not to come out with my headphones. Usually I love listening to a podcast, whereas today I just thought I'm going to listen to the birds. I think my head is so full all the time and I'm tired that listening to the birds is probably going to really help calm me down and set me up well for the day. So yeah, here I am out for a walk, recording this, hoping that no one comes up behind me because I don't feel that comfortable filming, talking to the camera in public. But yeah, I thought I'd just do a little snippet here and then I'll check in with you guys later and throughout the week hopefully. And then this will just be a nice chilled vlog for you to watch. Maybe it'll give you some ideas of how you can factor in really simple self-care into your busy week as well. Hey girl. Hello again. I am recording this on my phone today just because it's easier to record some clips as I go and my camera's not charged. And it's just weird trying to look at the camera. So if I do suddenly go off center, it's because I'm checking what I look like, to be honest. It's very strange looking at the camera, but like kind of seeing myself in the camera as well. So anyway, thanks for bearing with me. As I said in my last kind of day in the life vlog, I'm still new and getting used to this style of video. And again, I really like watching vlogs, quite like chilled vlogs, people doing their normal things in life. And you know, I think we're all quite nosy, aren't we? We want to know what each other are up to. So yeah, that's why I thought that I would record this one today and try and record more of these basically going forward. So if you like them, I'd love to receive any comments. I had a couple of comments on my last one, which was really nice to see, and way more views on my last video than I have on any of the others, so I take that as a good sign. Anyway, I'm back from my walk. I do feel much better. I was out for like nearly an hour. I've done 6,500 steps now, which feels really good because it's only 8:45, and that's a big chunk of my daily steps, and I try to aim for 10,000 as much as possible because that's an achievable goal for me. But sometimes it's 7, 8, and right now with life being really busy and just having quite a full-on schedule, I just don't, and also being tired, to be honest, I'm not putting pressure on hitting 10 every day, but if I can hit 10, then that's great. And to be honest, like a 6,000k walk, 6k walk will definitely mean that I can hit 10 by the end of the day, just from like doing all the normal stuff that I'm going to do the rest of the day. So I don't necessarily need to go out for like another big walk, even though I probably will walk the dog at some point, but it won't be an hour's long walk in the woods. But it was so nice in there. I will have inserted a few clips of the walk prior to this little talking bit. And it was just so nice to listen to the birds. In our local woods, there's loads of wild garlic at this time of year, so it really smelled of garlic as well. And it was really nice not to have something in my ears, to be honest, because I have been trying to, when I get to the woods anyway, if I go to a woods walk, I have been trying to take my AirPods out, because why am I not listening to nature? Like I kind of moan about feeling like my brain's switched on all the time, but I definitely am my own worst enemy a little bit, because I listen to stuff all the time. I really like watching YouTube videos, as I've mentioned, so I tend to, when I'm getting ready, I'll have a little YouTube vlog on. Sometimes it's good to be in silence, and sometimes it's good to just be at one with nature, as cheesy as that sounds. I think I need to do that more. So yeah, it was really, really nice, and I do feel better, and I do feel more awake, and I feel like I've done something for me this morning, which is the whole point of sharing this with you, to be honest. And that is something I try to do each day, is get out for a decent walk at some point. Not always in the woods, unfortunately, I can't always make it there, or if it's rained a lot, I can't go there because it's just too muddy. But we've had a nice couple of dry days, and so the ground was fine, and my dog had a nice, here she is like snoozing on the bed now already. My dog had a nice little run around. It wasn't too muddy, so she's not too muddy, thankfully, so I didn't have to give her a shower or anything. But yeah, and now I'm just going to do my makeup before I go to my first PT session, which is one of my really good friends, Louise, who has been training with me for several years now. So I always love our sessions because we get a good catch up as well. Like I said, life is busy. She's also like a busy working mum, works for herself. So time is of the essence, really. And we don't always get a chance to catch up outside of the gym. So the fact that she trains with me every single week means we get a nice little friendship catch up, as well as she gets a good workout. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm just doing a really simple makeup routine, and I'm no makeup artist, trust me, and I'm not going to try and be a beauty vlogger or anything like that, but I just thought I'd share with you what I do for my very simple makeup routine, because that's one thing that's definitely an act of self-care for me, is I do my makeup every day, pretty much every single day anyway. And if I don't always wear like mascara or eye makeup, I'll still do a base, because it just makes me feel that bit fresher. So at the moment I am using a primer from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is kind of like, I think you can wear it on its own as like a foundation slash primer, but it's quite shimmery, so it's really nice as a yeah, first layer under your foundation. And actually last week I did pop into Space & K in town because they had a 20% off deal on, and I really needed some new foundation, so I thought I'm going to treat myself to some nice foundation because it was 20% off, so you know, very good deal. And I got one of the girls in there to like recommend some foundation for me, because I was quite like happy to try something new. And she recommended this, which is the Eldridge Seamless Skin. I don't know if you can see it. See, I told you I'm not a beauty vlogger. Seamless Skin Enhancing Tint. So it's a very, very light foundation, but it's buildable, which is nice, because I quite like a light foundation in the day. But if I were occasionally to go out in the evening, I would like something a little bit more, with a little bit more coverage. And she actually said she really likes this Charlotte Tilbury, like mixed with her Eldridge foundation. So I thought, oh, well, I already used that, so that's nice. So I put on a little layer of that, and then this is a really nice, actually, like light and quite watery foundation. Well, I say watery, that probably doesn't make it sound that good, but it's very light and liquidy, maybe that's a better word. So I just put on a few drops around my face, and then I just take my makeup brush, and I'm just, yeah, as hopefully as evenly as possible popping it on. So yeah, like I said, definitely not a makeup artist, but I just wanted to share how a really simple morning and evening, and I will share my evening skin routine later on today or another day this week, but these two things just make me feel better no matter how tired I am, no matter how busy life is. Ever since I had my son as well, like I know a lot of people told me, oh, when you have a baby you won't have time to do your makeup every day. Lots of people tell you won't be able to go to the gym. Well, I haven't found those things to be an issue. Obviously I do have a home gym, but I've said this before many a time, if I didn't have a home gym, I'd still have gym equipment in my house, or I'd still make time to go to the gym in some capacity. Yes, it's changed since I've had my son, but I haven't eliminated it. And same goes with like putting on makeup. Ever since I had him, I've always worn makeup in the day, because it just makes me feel that bit more like me, that bit more alive. I mean, I agree that sometimes a no makeup day is really nice, but I'm going to admit that I feel better when I wear some. And I don't wear loads, I wear quite light coverage, but yeah, just doing this at the beginning of the day always makes me feel better. So yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of bronzer. If anyone wants to comment and tell me that they have better advice for how I apply things, or just better products, then let me know, because again, just like to interact with you guys on here. And yeah, I think YouTube's a really nice community, and I'd really like to like build my own community on here. So any tips are welcome, or beauty vloggers and things that you like following. I'm always open to recommendations. This is just a Beauty Pie bronzer, by the way, cream bronzer, which I really like and have used for quite a while. It's probably running out now, so I do need a new one. But I really like that because it's just very easy to put on. It's lasted really well. And then after bronzer, I'm just popping on a little bit of foundation. I bought, this was in Space & K as well, actually, Rare Beauty. I just thought I'd try one of their blushers. This was, I think, last time they had a 20% off sale on. Like, I really like splurging on makeup if I can, but to be honest, don't always have the budget in that month to do it. So I will keep an eye out for sales. And I just think if these brands are gonna offer 20% off at some point, I'll happily wait for that sale or a sale. There's always a beauty brand selling stuff, isn't there? So yeah, makeup, foundation, well, primer, foundation, bronzer, blusher, and then, to be honest, just a little bit of mascara. God, I really didn't mean this to turn into a beauty vlog. I thought I would just chat to you whilst I did my makeup. But yeah, basically, even though I wear activewear all day because I'm in the gym a lot and I'm recording content for the gym, and I'm definitely not a very glam person, especially in the day, to be honest, not even in the evening these days. But doing my makeup is definitely a little bit of self-care, which makes me feel like me. And buying new makeup, also a little bit of self-care. Like, I only bought these bits last week, the foundation, and what else did I buy last week? Oh, I bought myself some new perfume. And I just, like, I hadn't really treated myself to anything like that for a while. And it just felt really good to buy a few little bits for me. So yeah, there's a couple more things that I'm doing this week, and I do every day, to be honest, to make myself feel better. I don't buy myself stuff every week, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I do my makeup every day. So yeah, maybe that's something you relate to as well. And if you don't do makeup every day and that makes you feel good, then that's amazing as well. I just think doing what makes you feel good in your skin is really important. And right now, I don't invest in any like fancy facials or Botox or anything like that. I have had Botox in the past, just once, and I did really like it, but I just don't have the budget to do that regularly at the moment. And actually, I do want to embrace my skin aging and actually not always shy away from the lines that I'm getting. Like, I'm 34, I'm going to get lines, but I can actually wear nice makeup, do good skincare, look after it in ways which aren't as expensive, and you don't have to get as done as regularly. But don't get me wrong, I would consider it again. And I would also consider, you know, like hydrofacials and microneedling and things like that. I just, again, I don't feel like I'm in my era of spending that on myself right now. But these little things, like buying myself some nice makeup, or I talked in my last video about, like, I booked myself a massage. There's definitely things that I'm still choosing to do to make myself feel like me and feel good, even in this busy, hectic phase of life where time for me isn't the priority. I'm still a priority, don't get me wrong, but I can't spend all my time and all my money on myself because I decided to have children and I have a young son who requires a lot of attention and energy and spending. So yeah, I'm sure lots of parents relate. And I don't want this to be a mum specific video or vlog, but obviously that's just what's going on in my life right now. So I'm sure talking about that is relatable to some people, and it just might be interesting to other people to see how, like, me as a busy person still fits in this stuff. So yeah, anyway, didn't mean for this segment to be that long, but hopefully you enjoyed my little chat, and if you didn't, then maybe you skipped through, which is absolutely fine as well. So yeah, now anyway, I'm gonna do my PT session. Well, I'm gonna make myself another coffee, actually. I need a second coffee of the day already. I'm going to do my PT session, and then what's quite exciting is yesterday I bought myself a new laptop, so I'm really excited to kind of work on that today. It's so much quicker, it's lighter, and I just need to like transfer some stuff over. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to a busy working day on my laptop, and I'll check in with you later. It's been a good few days since I last sat and chatted to you, and actually since I last recorded any clips for this video, but it's just been one of those weeks. It was just the Easter weekend actually just gone. It's now Wednesday as I'm recording again, and so yeah, it was really busy, like I'm sure it was for so many of you guys as well. We had family come and stay. My brother came with his children, so we had a full house. It was lovely, but it's just then you feel a bit like you're chasing your tail, aren't you? Or I do this week. And actually it's one of my working days today, so my son's at nursery and I have been working until this point. It's about like 3:30 now, and I just thought I just needed a little break, and the house is just not as I would like it usually. I quite like, if I'm working from home, for the house to be tidy. I just feel like I work so much better in a tidy space, but the house is not tidy today, or it doesn't feel tidy to me. Like, our bed wasn't even made. I just did a little clip before this, I think, of me making the bed. The bed wasn't even made, my son's bed wasn't even made. And I don't know about you guys, but I cannot get into an unmade bed. Like, it just feels so wrong. It just does not feel as like cozy and comforting as a made bed. So I've made the bed. I know I could have left it. I definitely could have left my son's because he doesn't care. He definitely isn't aware of anything like that yet. But it just makes me feel better that his room is now tidy. So I would say, I know this video is meant to be about like doing things that is basically like self-care. I would definitely say having a tidy space is self-care for me. I struggle if my general living spaces are messy or my general working space is messy. So a little bit of a tidy, and I literally just spent like 2 minutes in here, 2 minutes in there. I feel better. I'm actually going to go and put a wash on because the weather's really nice today. I feel like I should be out there all day doing stuff. I'm sure we all feel like that, but it's just we've got stuff to do as well. So I'm going to put a wash on and make the most of the nice weather to get that outside. And I think having made the beds and put a wash on, that is like a little tick in my self-care box as well. Because if I just let all that stuff go completely, I know it wouldn't make me happy. And don't get me wrong, I definitely have worked over the years, especially since becoming a mum, on letting the mess go a little bit, because I just have realised, to be honest, I realised this when I got a dog as well, and I've had her for a long time, but I realised that you can't have a perfect house, I don't think, when you have a dog or small children. It's going to get messy, it's going to get dirty, and I have learned to let it go at times. But I know that if I'm feeling a little bit like irritable, which I am today, and which I'll tell you about in a second, and if I'm just feeling like a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit stressed, a tidy space will make me feel better. So I think just having tidy bedrooms now and putting a wash on will definitely make me feel better. And I'll give the kitchen a little bit of a spritz as well. But yeah, it's basically didn't start the day off that well today, just because my son is going through, he's just turned 3. He's definitely going through like a three-nager stage, which I know everyone tells you about, or everyone tells you about the terrible 2s. I don't think we really have the terrible 2s. I think we're getting the terrible 3s. But, you know, it's all normal. It's just a phase. It's just when you're in it, it's so hard. And I work with loads of mums, you know, so I've always been very empathetic to struggles that they're facing. And now I can really understand so many of the struggles that they face with balancing everything with kids and the busyness and the overwhelm, and also like the stress of it. Because I'm going through that as well. So I'm just trying to channel what I would say to them in these moments, which would be take the pressure off doing everything, focus on the small things which make you feel good every day. And for me, that is having a tidy house, or like a tidy-ish house, giving myself little rests from work. I have worked quite a bit today and I have been productive and I have ticked off lots of things with my to-do list. So I'm going to give myself this little break now and hopefully go out and walk my dog. I'm actually looking after my friend's dog for a few days, so I've got 2 dogs to walk, so we definitely need to get out for a little bit of fresh air and sunshine while it's here. And yeah, just thought I would check in with you here, and I'll definitely include a few other clips of other bits of self-care I'm going to do this week. I'm hoping to record, or you know, a few clips of my skincare routine this evening, and just things that I do in the evening as a little bit of like a wind down. Again, one thing I talk about loads with clients is having a good evening routine, and how that can have such a knock-on effect on everything else that you do. If you have a good evening routine, you're more likely to get a better quality sleep, even if your children are waking you up, which in my case is what's happening at the moment. But at least I can set myself up for as good enough night's sleep as I could possibly have. And then tomorrow, that makes it more likely that I could maybe exercise in the morning, or at least make a healthy choice for breakfast. Whereas if you're tired and you're irritable and you're low energy, it's so much harder to do those things. So again, I'm taking the pressure off. I'm going to be kind to myself. But if I can do a few things tonight after my son's in bed that make me like wind down and feel relaxed, then I'll be really happy with that. Anyway, I'll let you go and I'll check back in soon. Just making myself a cup of tea, which is another kind of like little self-care moment I like to do throughout the day, because getting up from my desk and making a cup of tea, it does make me pause what I'm doing, take a little break from the screen, give myself a little reset. I think lots of us can relate to this, especially maybe when you work from home or you work for yourself, or maybe if you're in an office for work and you're sat at your desk and you're just thinking, I could really do with a break, but I'm sucked into work. It can be really hard to get up and give yourself that mental break as much as physical. And I find the excuse of making a cup of tea is a really good one. So I'm just here making myself a cup of, it's mid-morning now on a Monday. And I've basically written myself, I've just sat down and written myself my to-do list for today. And I was gonna bore the kettle then, but I feel like it's just gonna be so loud, I will bore the kettle in a second. I've written myself a to-do list for today and this week, and some notes about things that I want to achieve this week. Find, again, another nice like mindful thing to do is sit down, write yourself a to-do list, whether you like to do it at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. Sometimes I do a bit of both. Sometimes I'll sit down in the morning and write down what I want to do. But then sometimes I do sit down in the evening and write like tomorrow's to-do list. But so basically, not to overcomplicate it, I just think having a nice diary where you can write down things that you want to do or achieve maybe that day, that week, to just get it out your head and on paper, it helps my headspace, and I think that's a really important part of self-care. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down now, have my cup of tea, I'm gonna look through the things that I've got planned for the rest of the day, see what feels achievable with my remaining working hours, because I've got until about 3:30 or 3 o'clock to finish some work before I need to go get my son from childcare. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna have a little break from the laptop, sit down, have a cup of tea, check my list, write anything else that kind of brain dumps it out my head. And yeah, there's another little like nice little mindful moment that's just for me, away from work, away from my phone, which I think always makes me feel more clear-headed, which has a knock-on effect on how I feel the rest of the week. So yeah, I just thought I would share that as well. By the way, something that I'm trying to get better at is having a cup of tea or eating my lunch, for example. This is mostly when I'm in the house on my own, but eating them without reading anything or listening to anything. And I just try and take more of these mindful moments. It's something that I've been trying to do a bit more regularly recently, but it's not something that I can say is a real habit yet. So yeah, I just thought I would mention that because I've just checked my to-do list and I've done the little adjustments that I want to. I've ticked off things, etc. But I don't know, I just want to sit and drink my cup of tea without just feeling like I've got to get on to the next thing. And I think it can be, when you're a busy person, you've got a lot on your to-do list, it can be really tempting to do that all the time. Like, think about the next productive thing that you can do. I'm definitely that sort of personality anyway. So yeah, I am really trying to just, it might not be that often, it might be 1 cup of tea a day, it might be 1 cup of tea every few days that I manage to sit down and do this, but just trying to be intentional with taking these little pauses. I think that's going to really be helpful in, yeah, letting my brain have a little break, helping dealing with overwhelm as well. This is the kind of stuff that I would always advise to my clients, and I think sometimes it's so easy to forget to practice what you preach. And I don't pretend to be perfect at my routine, and there are definitely things that I want to improve and work on. So yeah, I just thought I would share that with you as well, because I do always want to be relatable and realistic and show you guys that I don't have it all sorted. I definitely have areas I want to improve, but I'm really trying to improve the little things that I can. So I'm just sat here editing this video and I realised I did not do any type of ending. I had definitely planned to just round it up after I did my little yoga class last night, but I think I was so ready to just go and sit on the sofa and have a bit of downtime before bed. I completely forgot about that, so I just thought I'd round it up here now just to say thank you for watching. I hope this was a nice, quite chilled out video to watch, and you might be thinking this isn't very health and fitness related, but hopefully you're starting to realise, if you're new to watching my content, or maybe you've come over here from Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, by the way, I'll leave the links always in like the description of the video. But basically, I just want to show you what I do in day-to-day life that makes me feel like a better version of myself. And I always want to be like a realistic person within the health and wellness space that you can relate to. And obviously, like I've said before in the video, I definitely struggle with a lot of the things the women I work with struggle, that maybe lots of you guys struggle with, in terms of being busy, spinning a lot of plates, not being able to fit in loads of things for you. But hopefully this video has helped you see that I'm really trying to focus on the really small things that I can do day to day, which are acts of self-care, which make me feel good, which fill up my cup, even if just a little bit at a time. And yes, definitely, I think exercising and eating well are forms of self-care, and it's important that we do them, but it's not only about that. It's actually about those small moments where you can have a cup of tea in peace, or do your makeup or your skincare. Like, to me, those things make me feel like me every day. And I just thought that's what I would share with you. And, you know, getting out for a walk, etc. doing a 10-minute, I think that was a 10-minute yoga class I did last night. So nothing is extravagant. Like, don't get me wrong, if I could do a spa day every week or have a treatment every week, I absolutely would. But it's just not something that's in my budget time-wise or financially at the moment. Maybe one day, hopefully. I mean, I get my nails done every month. That's probably my one proper treat to myself in terms of like beauty treatments, etc. And you know, I've done that for a long time and I don't plan on giving it up anytime soon. So there are little things that I'll do, like I'll go to the nail salon or I'll get my hair done, etc. But I think those day-to-day little habits are important, and I just wanted to remind you guys of that as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I'd love to know your thoughts. Please do leave a comment if you enjoyed watching, if you've got any feedback, if you want to share anything. I'd always love to read them. And also if you've got any sort of thoughts about what you'd like to see more of. I was thinking I might do a video on, you know, how I eat day to day, so give you some ideas of like meals that I cook as a health and fitness coach and a qualified nutritionist, and how I make that work as part of a busy lifestyle. I'm a busy working mum. I'm sure lots of you guys relate to similar situations, whether it's career focus, family focus, a combination of the two. That means that a lot of your time is committed to other stuff, not just looking after yourself. Maybe I could do one about how I fit in exercise and movement. I have done little Instagram videos on things like that, but I could definitely do a longer style video. Or yeah, if you just want me to answer questions, I could do a Q&A video. Yeah, let me know. I love to hear your thoughts, and any likes, any subscribes, obviously are always grateful. Any shares of the video, any shares of my channel. I'm obviously very new to this and it's a very busy, saturated industry. So I really want to reach as many people as possible that might like my content and benefit from it essentially. Like I said, I post a lot on Instagram. So if you want to go and follow me over there for kind of more bite-sized information, then please do. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed watching. And I hope to be back soon with another video for you. But have a great day and great week, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.